Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Senior Rehabilitation Program. I am Dr. Shyarper. All right, would you all like to take some time to introduce yourselves and explain why you guys are here?
Hi, I'm Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
And I'm here because of Victor Hugo.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
And I'm here because, whatever.
Hi, my name is Marquis.
Hi, Marquis.
And I am an addict. I have an addiction to reading.
Hi, my name's Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Please tell me a little about what you had to go through.
Well, you see, it was stressful from the beginning. I picked my number, and it was really high. From the beginning, I wanted the author Victor Hugo, and the numbers just kept going, and the author's names just kept going. But then, I got the author I wanted, so hope lasted.
Sitting in class one day, and everyone just started picking these numbers, and I was really afraid I was gonna get a high number, but I didn't. I got 12 or something, and so then we stayed after school one day, and I picked this one author. His name's Albert Camus or something like that.
When I first picked my number, I was very scared that I would get a high number. But then I picked number 15, and I was kind of disappointed because I feel like I deserved lower than that. Maybe 2 or 3. But anyways, on Friday, January 15th, 2016, I picked my author. And I definitely got the author who I wanted. J.D. Salinger.
Well, I'm a Taurus, born May 12, 1998. I don't really remember when I moved here. I think it was when I was 10. around there.
Whoa. Please get back to the senior paper.
Okay, I think I had 21, maybe 12. I think it was a 21, because, if it was 12, it'd go back to my birthday. But anyway, I didn't get who I wanted, but it's okay, life doesn't work out sometimes. Could have gotten it, but, I had to get rid of someone. I got Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I don't know how I feel about him. I have some mixed feelings here and there. He's okay, he's alright, but we could have done better.
I remember that day pretty well. I drew number 47 out of 66 people, so I wasn't too happy. Future was looking kind of grim for me. I thought I was going to hate the entire process. I still did, but I was hoping to get a lower number than that, maybe in the 20s. Turned out I got twice as high as I wanted to, so I was kind of down and out from the beginning. All these people crowded in a room. I had a list of authors, and it slowly disappeared. So I came down to 3 authors, and I still ended up getting one of the ones that I wanted. This was Robert Louis Stevenson.
So I found all of my research on EBSCOhost, and at first I was kind of confused because I didn't know what to look for. But then eventually I found really good sources on all of my books, and also, well, not on my short story. I could not find any sources to back up what my short stories had, but it worked out because I found another short story, and that's a long story, but Finding editors was not very hard. I have very good friends who actually helped me through the process, but the final paper was the roughest part because I stayed up long nights. I had to erase a lot, which was quite surprising, but I just haven't been able to sleep.
So we did this really boring process. We had to read these books or whatever because those still exist and stuff. But my author, he writes about this philosophy or something. It's absurdism, I think. I think that's what it is. It might not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, so basically we started writing these papers about our literary devices that we found and everything, and we had to get them approved and edited. And my editors were super good because, they were just great. And, they did an awesome job because I finally got my paper approved at the end.
So, first step of my process was to read the books. And it wasn't my favorite part of the whole thing, but it wasn't so bad. But anyways, so like I was saying, I had J.D. Salinger. He had one novel and then just a whole bunch of short stories. So I read the novel. It's pretty good. I read the short stories and they went by pretty fast because, you know, they're short stories. And well, after that, I just found some literary devices and I wrote some stuff about my novels and my short stories, and it was good. You know, the hardest part about the process was finding editors, because sometimes my editor trios were unfaithful.
Let me tell you, getting my paper approved was not easy. It took long, like really long. Like,
Wait, you're starting from the end?
yeah,
But shouldn't you start from the beginning?
no. Okay, let me get back to it. It took long. Like, she's not an easy woman. And then my editors were good. Like, we had a good connection. It was there. They were doing it when I needed it. It's kind of like blackmail, but I won't tell them that either. Writing my papers, that was long too. That was really long. And then I had to make sure I was getting the literary devices, and then magical realism was like always there, and it was not easy. Reading them, oh, no, that didn't work out either. It took a while, a long time. Yeah, none of it worked out actually. I don't think any of it went well.
I think the process was all pretty stressful for me just because it took so long. I was actually kind of excited about my author when I got him because it turned out pretty well. And my author's background wasn't really interesting because I couldn't just go into the books and do what I wanted to do. I had to follow the process and stay with the checklist and do these things and get these things approved before I could actually just be done with everything. And it was real stressful having to wait on other people to edit my papers, but I depended on a few classmates that did the right thing and helped me get along like I needed to. And after Ms. Turnbull continuously rejected me and rejected me again and rejected me again and rejected me a few more times, I got it complete. But I felt like she just kept harassing me. She said that she was trying to make me better, but I think she was just using it to abuse us as people. And I hated that. I believe a great step to overcoming this whole ordeal is to evaluate some of your strengths and weaknesses when dealing with this whole situation.
So my biggest weakness was time management and believing I had all the time in the world. My strength was persevering through it all.
So I guess that my biggest weakness was like procrastinating or like whatever, because like I didn't want to do my paper, but at the same time I knew I had to get it done. So I guess one of my strengths would be that I was there for everyone at like 2:30 in the morning whenever they needed like editing or whatever, because you know I was always there. I'm always awake.
One of my strengths was reading. One of my weaknesses was reading. But if I had to pick something other than that, I would say one of my strengths was giving myself enough time to complete everything. And one of my weaknesses was probably being selfish because I didn't really care about other people's papers but my own.
Well, I didn't have many strengths here, so I'll start with my weaknesses. I didn't read when I should have, so I had to like cram it all together, you know, like compress it. So I didn't get much sleep. I still don't get much sleep. But I guess I was very strong in my grammar errors. So I learned from that, you know, I can't use this and I can't put periods before my quotes. And I'm telling you, that woman would not approve my paper, but it's okay. I learned and now I get what I did wrong.
One of my weaknesses, I guess, would be kind of procrastinating, and that led to me having to rush things, and it led to a lot of late nights that could have been avoided if I had just like stuck with the deadlines that Ms. Turnbull had given us and actually like stayed prepared and kept focused. That would have been a lot less stressful. But now you live and you learn. So one strength, I guess, would actually be taking the time to talk to Ms. Turnbull and learning from all my mistakes and improving as the process went on, and it made me a better writer. It's prepared me for the future. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Celia.
Hi,
Celia. I'm here for the senior paper.
Duh. Survives a submarine being thrown into his face and the explosion.
Javier, if you want,
Pretty impressive.
I can record this.
Another. Make some friends that you'll be lonely.
All thesis, I made it work. It was like magic. And then I stayed up until about 4:30 in the morning with, some of my best friends, which is just one person. And then I got it approved and I started crying because it was 3 months of torture that finally ended.
Wow, I forgot it that fast.
Bert Camus or something like that.
Albert Camus.
Stevenson wrote books like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I've said the wrong thing.